Mattress Money Mafia.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fast Guard News. I'm Dwight Gibson.
I'm Roderick Payne.
And today we want to talk to you about the government shutdown and how it's affecting everyday people, business owners, non-business owners, and what people can do about it to, survive in these turbulent times.
Well, you know, the news does what the news does. That's why there's Fast Guard News, right? Because the news will send you into a panic. I seen the other day that Costco was, selling pallets of 23-year supply
like
of food.
Those meal rations.
Yeah, like MREs. Mm-hmm. Like, what does that mean? Like, I seen the sale, and I'm like, that'll make people lose their mind and start going to buy, just like hurricane season. Hey, might get hit by a hurricane. People go pallets of water. You're going to drink water eventually, I guess, but like, think of during the pandemic, people were buying pallets of bullets. I was one of them. So,
Bullets, toilet paper.
Things run out. So, like any other emergency, I think we're running up on just past 30 days now. And they said by day 45, a lot of businesses have ran through their reserves, businesses that depend on large federal contract payments.
So with the government shutdown, all funds have stopped?
Yeah, that's part of the whole deal. Is that if they can't make an agreement in the House and Senate, Republican,
so what about
Democrat,
major defense contractors that are responsible for, I don't know, building ships, building planes?
They may consider them essential, or no. I think nobody gets paid right now. There's certain things that are going on, like the air traffic controllers. They were talking about travel, right? And they were showing, people getting held up in Houston and all these major cities because they had to go from how many of a traffic controllers they had before to maybe like a skeleton crew. And now you can't land multiple planes with one person working, the sticks. And so it creates situation.
So air traffic controllers are short-staffed or not getting paid also?
They're not getting paid too. It's federal. So that's federal aviation.
So what about TSA?
That TSA, same thing. They holding up lines. Now, instead of a whole wall of guys, you might have two processing everybody. It's unfortunately like a trickle-down effect. And they said by day 45, remember, a lot of these federal contracts are major contracts. Like you might be on a large net term as a business owner, millions of dollars to pay payroll, and you only got a certain amount of reserves to cover that until you just tell people that, hey, I can't even help you out with paying your bills, and your landlords a lot of the times don't want to hear that. So that's that starts. It's like a ripple effect on society. People start spending less. Holiday season coming up, like we're already in November. It's holiday season now, and then people right now it's disruption in flying and. God forbid, with all of those people there, diseases get spread. All of these things happen. People are stuck on layovers.
So with traveling, what do you suggest people take the good old road trip?
Well, if the option is available, I wouldn't fly right now. Like unless I got to be somewhere and we can't fly private and we got to go now. Then we'll make the drive. But trying to fly during chaos times where you have people getting stuck, you're uncertain about your schedule, you're uncertain about your safety. It creates a lot of issues. And I think in some situations people panic. And when people panic, one of three things happen. Sometimes there's riots. Sometimes there's looting. Well, all the times there's looting. And then it's the law of the have-nots. When those that have don't share with those that have not, then those that have not going to rise up and come take it.
So the government doesn't have a reserve for when these things happen?
They got it. And they're talking about it's going to take weeks to access the reserve. So, like, they said, I forgot the exact numbers. They said, I think the reserves have to be set at a certain limit, say $50 billion. And the reserves right now are like $5 billion.
So
They're saying that even they don't have enough to cover what the minimum reserve limit is, so they're not dispersing any of the reserves until that number reaches a certain number.
So the military isn't getting paid either.
Nobody's getting paid. Everybody's operating on patriotism. You know, and these things happen.
Is the IRS getting paid?
No, everybody shut down.
I think they're still working.
They're gonna be inefficient. They're gonna be inefficient. You better hope this is your month. You know, but it's think about that. Everything. The post office still delivering mail. You know, all of these things.
So the postal workers aren't getting paid either.
Maybe they have some type of fund within their department that they're operating off of. Remember, they said that's a part of the federal government. So, like, maybe nobody's getting paid. Just think that nobody's getting paid right now. You know, let me look that up just to confirm. Who is getting paid right now during the shutdown in the federal government? They'll partially pay SNAP benefits. That was just past eight hours ago. And government shutdown live updates feeling optimistic about ending impasses this week. That was 3 hours ago. Who's getting paid and who isn't during the government shutdown?
SNAP benefits.
Here's who gets paid. In addition to lawmakers, Supreme Court justices and federal judges will still receive their paychecks thanks to the Constitution. So will political appointees who are confirmed by the city, the Senate.
The people that can't strike a deal still get paid?
Also, roughly 830,000 federal workers are continuing to be paid during the impasse, according to bipartisan policy center review and shutdown contingency plans filed by agencies. That's because their compensation doesn't rely on annual appropriations from Congress. Instead, they are paid through spending packages, such as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act or Inflation Reduction Act, through fees or through other resources. So think about that. Only days before roughly 2 million active duty and reserve members of the military were set to miss their first paycheck, the Trump administration announced it would use about $8 billion in Pentagon research and development funds to cover October 15th payroll, but there isn't enough money for the next distribution at the end of the month. Think about that. Think about that. So right now, it's a bunch of people that didn't get paid that's in the military, all of our forces, everybody's starving. Nobody can pay their bills. I don't know, that could have a ripple effect. We want to try to provide, factual content that's going to help our viewers understand what could potentially happen and how they can keep themselves safe, how they can keep their businesses safe. We want to give them factual information, dealing with anything that can happen. This is not a scare tactic. This is like reporting reality.
One way is to pay attention to your local primary elections.
For all those, I don't need to vote, but it's so now these things are happening. Nobody's getting paid. SNAP benefits got pushed back. The reserves were already used up to cover the military.
Yeah, so there may be a little bit of a spike in crime here.
ICE gonna slow down a little bit. They're gonna slow their roll.
Is the police? Well, not the police, but I can't remember who was unleashed in was it Washington D.C.?
Yeah, the National Guard.
The National Guard. Did they pull them back?
No, they still at it, and so they are not getting paid. That was they made October 15th payroll, but they $5 billion short to make the end of the month payroll that just passed October 31st. So people aren't getting paid. I bet nobody's running full speed right now, for sure. Wow. People are out running them. We lost and we're too hungry. This is bad, but again, what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, you would assume there's going to be a spike in crime.
Yeah, of course. Spike in crime. So what does that mean for you, business owner? What does that mean for you, apartment complex property management company. What does that mean for you, people who own real estate, individuals? That means that now if your property is unsecured, then people are going to be in it, removing things.
Or if you're on real estate that you lease to the federal government.
They can't pay this month, Bob, but we got you. As soon as this thing is over, promise.
And then you got to think when things are reinstated and put back in motion, how long is it going to take for them to process these late payments?
Yeah, it's going to be a little lag time, but that's the other thing. Is like, okay, if companies are running through their reserves and the federal government can't afford to pay the military, right? What happens to the everyday person? Remember, this is a big spend moment for a lot of people. A lot of people have already ordered everything, all of the merchandise for Black Friday, getting ready, and then now this happened. Nobody wants to spend money. So imagine what could potentially happen at Christmas. That's going to affect everybody. That's everybody. All of the people that depend on the holiday season to fuel them for the rest of the year. That could be canceled if it goes on too much longer.
They're going to have to drop prices after Black Friday.
Yeah. I mean, but then, that kills the profit margin. They can start laying off people.
It won't be Cyber Monday. It'll be Cyber Week.
Think about
Cyber Month.
Think about Cyber Day. think about all these major layoffs. They're talking about Amazon, 14,000 people by text message.
I seen something that CBS laid off like a whole bunch of people today or this week as well. Yeah.
So, it might come to with only ones reporting the news, reporting from the underground bunker. But it's a lot of turmoil. And businesses are going to do what they need to do to stay in business. That's the reality. They're not going to stop operation. And they're going to cut people.
And people are going to do what they need to do to survive.
1,000%. I mean, you look at it from a positive standpoint. You put a lot of people out into the job market, a lot of very talented people, but they're going to be disgruntled. And now they're maybe not doing the job and the expertise. They're doing the job to survive. And it's, like I said, you got people, there's already people breaking in and robbing people and home invasions and people trespassing on your property, trying to steal your car, stereo. Like all of those things exist in society already. That's why we exist. We exist solely as a defense, a primary form of defense for our customers. You need somebody there, we got somebody there. They're going to be our eyes and ears. We manage them. That bottom line. The issue behind this with the spike is, already in holiday season, everybody's car gets broken into, the burglaries, because people are keeping large amounts of gifts, money. They're doing all kinds of stuff, traveling, leaving their homes unoccupied, and then going into this holiday season. It's like, Merry Christmas, we're going to try to rob you. And that's what you have to think about, especially around major cities, L.A., Dallas, Sacramento, San Diego, San Francisco, Atlanta, Houston, Galveston, New York, New Jersey. Like, people are going places on vacation. Some people like to go to Caribbean and stuff like that. It might even slow down on vacation. Like, I was supposed to go somewhere this weekend, and I said negative. I seen the lines. They was like over 15,000 people got to wait in Houston's airport, and the flight that I was going to take had a layover in Houston. Chances are you might get there and just get thrown into the sea, and you just got to wait. It ain't worth it,
So what's causing the flight delays?
Slow check-ins through security. People aren't making the flights.
Then people are missing the flights because of the security check-ins are understaffed.
Correct.
And then the planes can't land
at a normal pace at a volume. Correct.
Air traffic controllers are understaffed.
They're understaffed, and they're
both of which are federal employees.
Correct.
So this is only federal. None of this is at the state level.
No. So, the FAA, Federal Aviation, TSA, all that shut down. And then
what about the FBI?
The Federal Bureau.
So
they're not getting paid.
Are they still working? Are they still investigating?
I'm sure they may be slowed down, maybe half a step. I mean, when you have a job like law enforcement or like firemen and stuff like that, you're not going to not answer to an emergency or do your duties, but how long can you last? How long can you go without being?
So is that like part of, whatever you sign when you sign on?
I'm pretty sure there's a half a line in
the
there.
event
Like
that there's a government shutdown, you still gotta
still
provide services.
Correct. Like during the hurricane, even though my family was safe, but things were coming, we were forced to be on Alpha Bravo, and some of us got stuck in the city, and my family's at home alone. You know what I'm saying? It happens. That's part of the responsibility of being a first responder. You remember during COVID when they had essential employees, where certain people could be outside after dark? I was one of them people.
Yeah. So were a lot of exotic dancers.
Yeah.
It was essential services.
They were essential for that moment. I mean, but the reality is that's one of the first things that opened up. Restaurants weren't even opening up. So, we hopefully this all ends tomorrow and this goes into the sunlight. We just did a video and we talked about what could potentially happen to invoke thought. But the reality is that it could not be over tomorrow, and it could be more of a thing that could go on like every day is like waiting on the countdown of a bomb.
Yeah.
We don't know, what could happen, how it could affect everybody. People are going to start becoming shorter staffed. Evictions could go up because people aren't going to be able to pay their landlords. We do eviction security where people are, hey, we just need somebody to go and stand by while they're serving an eviction notice and make sure the apartment's cleaned out. Last time we came over here, they tried to attack us. We want somebody to be there as a witness, but also to stop anything that could occur. That goes up. That now they're going into Fast Guard's supermarket and requiring certain services just because of the heightened tensions. Imagine trying to remember during COVID, they had to put a law into place to stop. In Miami-Dade County, rents were jumping like 800 to 1,000%. Like they were going crazy. People were stacking on money.
I mean, I don't think they ever really came back down.
No, they didn't, but they put a stop on it. Like I forgot what percentage it was, but they was like it can't be that fast of a jump. Like people was trying to change it. Like if your contract ended today, before you could go get something else, they jacked it up to double. And it's like you did that to people that was already paying you. Just you can get it now. Forget about it. That's even the real estate is up. It's gonna stay up for now.
Wow. Well, you can reach us online at www.fastguardservice.com or by phone at 844-254-8273. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Have a great night.
Have a nice one.
It's Mattress Money Mafia.